44 coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look at Buddy, hot rod at large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot rod. She's my hot rod.
With me today, we have a regular guest, Mark Hallier. He's been here before. You know him. That's the guy with the pretty face on the far side. And he's another one that's got a face for radio. And speaking of faces for radio, we have TJ with us from the actual Jeep invasion. He calls it the Jeep Mafia. I think that's kind of cool. TJ, what in the world is the Jeep Mafia?
Well, it's actually the 4x4 Mafia, and what it is, it's a group of guys that we've been friends with for over 30 years. We started out in another local four-wheel drive club, and we just kind of decided to go out on our own and do things for the community and with our families and stuff. It's just a family-oriented group of guys. And you know, like they say, Vince, George, there's no such thing as the Mafia.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Mark, where did you find this guy?
It's kind of a long story, but when I first started the magazine, everybody's coming out of the woodwork. You know, like everybody says, "Oh, I know a guy. I know somebody who does this. I know somebody who does that." And actually, by chance, it was my mom who took the magazine to work, and she was like, "Oh, the guys at work will probably really like this," so she took it to work because she works for the school city of Whiting. And one of her girlfriends that works at work was Renee Dunlap, who's married to a guy by the name of Mike, who's good friends with TJ.
Oh boy!
And so that's a little roundabout a story, but yeah, Mike was they were part of the other truck club at the time, and they says, "Hey, we need to get involved with this magazine." And that's when I got a phone call from TJ here. He says, "Hey, we're doing this event. You should come out and and we got together 4 or 5 years ago."
It's been about
5 years, yeah.
It does look like a good event, but that has been, by the way, this month's edition of As the Crankshaft Turns. It sounded like a soap opera.
I know it is a roundabout story.
I know
Sorry.
That knows who. I knew a guy that my mother and his mother were both mothers. Yeah,
right.
So I always thought that. Anyway, this is a cool show coming up at Stony Run Park. I've been to Stony Run Park. That's out there where Christ lost his sandals, as I recall, or left them on purpose. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's out there, and it sounds like a good time. Tell us what we're doing here.
Well, what we're doing, it's called the Jeep Invasion of Stony Run Park. The idea kind of sparked. I saw this video on YouTube of a Jeep Wrangler driving over the top of some crush cars. I thought, well, that's pretty cool. And so I sent the video to TJ. He says, "Hey, look at this guy." I said, "We should do this at a show sometime." And that kind of snowballed from there. And that was back in, I think, like December of last year. Because we were talking about it and started planning it. And we had flyers and everything made up for World of Wheels back in March. So even, this beginning as the first of the year, we were talking about this event. And we decided that we wanted to make it a charity event. So the event is actually, all the proceeds of the event are going to be going towards the K9 Association of Lake County. And so they're going to be coming out. We shopped around and we asked a lot of different local people to sponsor the show. We have a lot of brand new sponsors. Bob Auto Group jumped on right away. They says, "What do you guys need?" So Bob Auto Group in Cedar Lake, they were absolutely 100% on board with this event. And then actually I had a phone call with Rick Federici this week. And WIMS is going to be a major sponsor of the show.
Oh, Happy Motoring. I'm telling you, by the way, Rick and Nick from WHFB, who does WHFB, they're at the 7th Annual Support Our Troops Festival at St. Joe American Legion in Michigan, St. Joe, Michigan. And can you imagine Rick and Nick judging a car show? There's supposed to be a car show there. Rick, that doesn't have hardly enough miles on it. It's only 300,000. He's got a Jeep with over 400,000 miles on it.
Yeah, that's what he was saying this week.
Nick, it doesn't drink enough gas. Nick drives a boat down the road. I said, Nick, how do you afford the gas? It's crazy. You ought to borrow a car when he goes anything more than 10 miles. Otherwise, he's got to stop at the gas station again. Oh, well. But they're probably out there having a great time. If you get a chance, get up there to St. Joe, to the American Legion, to support our Troops Festival. 2 days, today and tomorrow, they'll be out there representing WIMS, WHFB.
That sounds like a great organization.
There's a lot of good organizations.
There really are.
Like I said back in March, this is going to be the year of the car show.
Yep,
for sure.
It has been great all along. TJ, have you ever opened the hood on Mark's Jeep and said, "Hey, where's the Hemi?"
Yeah, it's a sewing machine. But
Yeah.
It really is. We're working on it though. You know, a little budget here, a little budget there.
He's telling me about his emissions. He can't get it to run the test. I said, well, you got to go 60 mile an hour. It doesn't do 60
It
mile
doesn't
an
do
hour.
60 miles an hour, no.
with a tailwind, you could get it up
Yeah,
to 60
yeah.
miles an hour.
Actually, we figured out there's an exhaust leak on it, and we're working on it now. So we're going to take care of it.
Okay. Well, and by the way, this month's issue of Region Rise is coming out, so
Oh, it's already out.
I'm going to have it at the shop and the barber shop and the tavern. And
Yep.
I'm passing them to all the boys where the car guys go.
Speaking of the barbershop, didn't you do a little article this
Yeah,
week?
there's
this
an
month?
article in there about my barber. He's got a car. That's
It's a
sweet.
beautiful car.
13,000 real miles on it. I mean, it's still
That's amazing.
it still smells good inside. Can you imagine that? It's 30 years old. It still smells good.
I don't smell good inside.
I know. But I'm 65. I smell like I should be 65. I always tell kids, get away from me. Old people stink. Go away. I love it. So anyway, the Jeep Invasion. Are you going to crush something with your Jeep? Have you got a Jeep, TJ?
Yes, I do.
Yeah?
I have a 2008 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited that I just recently put a lift on. I've had everything from CJ5s, CJ6s to YJs. I've been around Jeeps since I've been 14, and it's just been a disease, a bug, like they say. You know, you get bit once by the Jeep bug.
It's
never,
bad.
It never goes
The
away.
dreaded Jeep bug.
But I mean, I was, we were talking, Mark and I, and some of the other guys from the Mafia, and we were Jeeping when Jeeps weren't cool. I hate to be kind of cliche, but now you see them everywhere. You can't go anywhere and not.
You
see
can't
one.
sit at a stoplight without seeing three Jeeps go through a
there are
stoplight.
people. There are people that are hooked on them. There really are. I got a guy that brings all his company vehicles in, and he's a Jeep guy. And he told me whenever I have a 2002 Wrangler, that's got a few nicer things on it, bigger tires, flare fenders and stuff. But I put a plow on the front of it. That's how I plow because I have a small lot.
Yep.
And I couldn't have backed a pickup truck around that lot to save
Oh,
my
no,
soul.
no.
But that little Jeep, I could plow my sidewalk with it.
Right, and
I
that
cut the blade just right down the street.
And I think that's what drew me to the whole Jeep thing. I mean, the heritage and the versatility, even back from when they were using it for agricultural purposes. And like I said, it's just been part of my life for a very, very long time.
Oh, and rightfully so. They're a lot of fun. They're fun. They're a lot of work. You know, it's
Yes,
almost
they
like
are.
buying a Corvette or a boat or, anything you buy that's worth having nice,
Yep.
you're going to be working on. Let's just
For
face
sure.
it. You're going to be doing it.
For sure.
That's just how it's got to be. September the 17th. That's next month.
Yep.
Yes.
No, not yet.
No, not yet. We're a month and a half out.
A month and a week.
Yeah.
A month and a couple days, whatever it is. We're out. It's September.
It's September,
Yeah.
yeah. We wanted to keep it nice and crisp, too. You know, we wanted to be a day that everyone's going to be able to come out and enjoy and not be too hot and not be too cold. It's going to be just right.
Yeah, WIMS is going to be involved in this, and Rick Federici is going to be out there with his million-mile Jeep. He's going to get a million miles out of it.
He probably will.
Knowing him, he will. They'll
Yeah.
still be
Yeah.
putting engines in it at 900,000 miles when he blows the motor up again. Something tells me he does not drive it nice.
If I had a bumper-to-bumper warranty that lasted that long, I probably wouldn't either.
No, I probably wouldn't be a very nice driver
No.
either. And TJ, what's the warranty on your Jeep? Long gone?
Long gone.
You got the taillight warranty. Once your taillights
Yeah,
are on
long
the site,
gone.
so's that warranty. Well, guys, it's been fun. It's been great having you here today. Mark, I'm glad you brought big old Charlie with you. He ate all the cookies.
That's right, he did.
Yeah, you cookie monster, you. Anyway, Mark, TJ, thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, George.
What a great show this was. I enjoy talking to guys that enjoy talking cars. That's what we do. And in the meantime, just remember this. Quality parts and quality service are not expensive. They're priceless.